Hello, welcome to the Well for our monthly soul growth and guidance reading. I'm Maria Milano from Integral Bloom, and I'm with Angela Marie from Grounded Dreamers. So we're going to go into our June 2026 really super miraculous reading this morning. I'm excited for it to come through. We just got it at the monthly Pause at the Well group, and excited to see how it comes through now.
I love it. I love how it resonated with the group. It resonates for us. I'm hoping it resonates for those who are watching. If not, look for the signs because this is what the energy is coming up.
Yeah, and
So,
actually, before we go into the reading, I want to invite everyone to pause and take a deep
oh
breath
yeah.
like we always do. Yeah, and just take a moment and clear anything that's in your listening, anything that's in your space. Give up anything in this moment that you're present to. Breathe in and exhale, release, and open up into the reading from that place of clarity.
All right, here we go. We start with the Phoenix, the card of transmutation. You're in a period of your life is changing. Okay, we know we're always in change, but there's something real significant that has an opportunity, has a possibility to change in your life, something that maybe you never even really imagined. And think of it as you may start seeing things ending, and it may make you feel a little uncertain, but it's really just on the heels, or it's, the prelude to a fantastic beginning. So if you see stuff fall off, or maybe a job ending, it's the next thing is coming and it's better and it's actually life changing. It's either an external event or something within you, a perception you have, a way of thinking, the way you see yourself, your relationship with the divine. Something is transforming in there to make it better than ever, and it will never go back to the way it was. That could be a little intimidating sometimes, the unknown, right? But we're here to get us grounded and prepare for this big shift. Um, our first supporting card that goes with this energy is perseverance. And this comes from a deck that has different parts of the day, like, dawn and day and dusk and night. And the dusk card, this is a dusk energy, is an invitation to reflect. It's a time of reflection. So this is asking um, you to reflect on the fact that you've persevered. You started at one point and you're not even close to that now. You've come so far, right? You're not where you started. And when we think of perseverance, it could either mean, oh, let me just grind it out and get through this, let me push through. Or I feel in this instance, it is more of, I've done a lot of work, I've persevered, and now I've earned the right to move forward with a little more lightness of being. I get to welcome more ease into my experience. And ask yourself, do I want to go through it in a fight still, or do I want to just um, have faith that another way to use my strength is coming. I don't have to be in this mode anymore. I can move through with ease with my power kind of seated underneath me. And this is a really significant part of this transmutation. It's how do I want to go forward in this? I know I'm strong. I know I can handle it. I've done it. But now, how do I want to use that energy or use that knowledge and experience to move forward into this next phase, with more grace? And one of the ways that we can um, focus to shift that is to let go of our stories. This is asking us to release some attachments to our labels about ourselves, the way we see others, the way we see life. Some could say life, the glass half empty. We could now
Mhm.
maybe shift and make a new story and say my glass is half full. That's the kind of an example that I mean. It's,
And
the
what does it
unconscious.
what does it say along the side?
Yeah. So it says surrendering attachments, releasing unconscious patterns. And that leads me to the next card because those unconscious patterns are what hold us in place, right? I I am half glass empty. So, I need to wait until someone fills it, or I need to it's really just releasing those old stories. And we know I could think of, I am a child of divorce, or I am, whatever labels we put on ourselves really need to kind of go out the window now as we move into this newness of being. The next card I got was past lives. And this is what I meant by talking about those unconscious patterns, because this card to me represents the patterns in our life that have held us up so far. But as we look at them now from where we stand, do I really need to, I don't know, speak out every time I feel an injustice is there? Do I really need to do that? Or do I need to hold my own energy in a grounded sort of strength fashion and acknowledge that there are injustices and acknowledge that in some way the energy of life will complete that, will resolve that. We don't have to be the one to call it out all the time. That's just an example that came at the top of my head, but it's those patterns that we are now being asked to examine and choose which ones to go ahead and release. Some of them keep us going, some of them we want, right? Just the fact that you have that need for justice within you or whatever, that's a pattern to hold on to. But right, it's how to handle it may need to shift. That was, an example. It's kind of how I am too, but it was an example. So the patterning, pay attention to that. Then once we have these parts of ourselves identified and we kind of know what we want to go ahead and release and move forward with more of a lighter energy, now it's time to pause and embrace. Embrace that inner part of you that has been with you this whole time with compassion, with love, and that acknowledgement that you've been here with me, this inner being of you, right? The you part of you is, not the persona, but that inner part, and really acknowledge and appreciate and throw some love on that part of you that has carried you this far, because that has been preparing you for this next phase. And then I got Beyond Illusion. And this one is a highly intuitive card, a card of transformation. We see the butterfly there on the front of this figure's face, but also that third eye energy and the crown energy is really highlighted here. This is meaning that what we think and see and know in our reality is only part of the story, right? And so as we move into this sort of phoenix energy out of the fire into a new way of being, we get to also look forward, but as open, with as much open energy as possible, because it could be wildly better than what we even imagine, right? And this is where we want to put some faith, right, into what is to come. And to be with it, just to be uh, willing to embrace even the bigger moments that we're not ready for. Maybe just be willing to be ready for that. The next card I got is Magic Mushroom, and this is represented by sort of fairy energy, miracles, and opening up. So it's that opening up we just talked about here, staying open to what's coming. And then the little caption says, "Stay open to the good and beautiful things." I love that. I love this deck. It's so fun. And
It's
yeah,
whimsical.
it's very whimsical and very in this reading, that message is very clear. Just staying open. The miracles could pop up out of nowhere. And so be ready to recognize them and to act on it. And then this first half of the reading, we finish with miracles, the rainbow waterfall. And I
Mm,
love that. I love that we're recording this on June 1st. It's the
yes.
first day of Pride Month. I got a rainbow in the reading, which I love. And let's just keep focusing on, all the just we are all miracles, every one of us. and the way we engage in life and the way the discoveries we get to make, it's all miraculous. And it's time for the glass half full attitude now. Yeah.
And there was also a butterfly down in the corner on
Yeah.
that rainbow waterfall card. So I love the theme of transformation just continuing to come through this reading.
Big, big, and
Yeah.
everywhere. I love it.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, let's all take a moment and just pause and see what you see for yourself in this reading so far. Just look inside, see what you're discovering. Just take a breath and anchor that discovery. And I invite it to bloom into an intention for this month. And maybe take a moment to jot that down before we go into the second part of the reading. Right. And also offer it up to the bloom altar to be just transmuted into the highest form. And yeah, okay, let's do the second half.
Okay. And I love the second half because it's more, the first half was like this, sort of wildly miraculous, hopeful energy all at once. And now we get down to the reality and how to move through it. And you know, um, being able to slow down a little bit in the energy because change is always here. But if we're looking forward to the next four steps, we're missing the now. So let's start. After all that hopefulness, let's start with a little vulnerability. Right? It's part of the journey to be uncertain, um, to not feel fully on top of it, to not be ready to move forward and with the power that you believe you need. So this is not to say, oh, we're vulnerable, we can't try. It's to say this is a passing moment. It's a real one. It comes through in all of our journeys, and the way that we respond to it is what makes the journey, right? If we're going to just fold and kind of go, oh, I can't, I don't have what it takes, then you'll be on a different journey. But this is just to acknowledge that this moment will come, go ahead and let it be there, and then let it pass. And one of the ways, we're going to go through the next few cards to show us how to move through that vulnerability. And the first one I pulled again is transformation. It occurred to me during the group, and I didn't really say it, but she's sort of in a cocoon. There's a pod around her. And if
Mm-hmm.
you see on her, this is hard to see, but you'll see, those of us that are on the pause email list can see it when Maria posts it. But there's different versions of her. There's a little
Yeah,
fairy flying. There's a,
yeah,
arrow. She's shooting the arrow, sort of like the
yeah,
Cupid energy. There's different versions of her that she's transforms.
yeah.
So
Love
we
that.
we have to realize that as we transform, it happens in layers. It
Yes.
happens in increments. We don't just shift and change, right? Just like the butterfly or the caterpillar that's in the cocoon, right? It pops out a leg and it pops out a wing, right? It's not going to just go, boom, here I am. It takes a minute. It takes a little time,
Takes a
right?
minute.
And layer by layer and piece by piece, we get to emerge.
You know what it does is it wakes up to its transformation, actually. If you've ever watched a butterfly come out of its chrysalis state, it actually wakes up to its awakening.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. It wakes up to its awakening. Yes. And this is what we do too as souls. It's the same. If we're paying attention to that, if we
Hmm.
say, oh, I don't know, I can't, I haven't, but you have been all along. And to acknowledge that, even in the vulnerable moments, you've shed another layer and you've created a new one. You've emerged. So it's also calling for us to be more attuned to now because with acknowledgement of how far you've come, but don't go living in the past, right? Be more, and then acknowledgement of where you may go, but don't go jumping ahead too far. It's really just an invitation to rest in the now, especially in vulnerable moments, because what comes next, we want to ground ourselves so we're prepared for what may come next. and what decision we may make next. We want to make sure we make that with clarity. I got the deer card. This is asking ourselves to move through with gentleness and some grace. And that's that same present moment energy, right? I have those sides of me that just want to barrel forward, right? That sort of that perseverance energy. And I do in moments. But when I'm not feeling so sure of myself, right? I have to pull it in. I have to get grounded, right? And it's part of all of our evolution is these different phases and the way we move through it. So that grace, I don't feel quite ready yet. I'm feeling vulnerable and not but, and I know that my moment will come. If I just stay tuned into my own soul, my own heart space. And then guess what? All eyes are open. Now we come to clarity. Now we can see it because we've
Inspired
paused.
vision. Yeah.
Yeah, it says inspired vision, clarity, perception, and revelation,
Hmm.
and all the eyeballs. And these moments come because we paused, because we paused at the well. We took that time to um, reflect, repair, prepare, and now we know the way forward, at least for the next step or a couple steps, right? We don't have to know the whole plan, but that's what this is. It's incremental, like this depicted here on her gown. It's parts of us are appearing and emerging. So we got that. We got that. First half of this spread is the message to slow down, contain your energy, be with it, be in this moment. And then I got manifesting dreams. Now we're in, and this is a water energy. And I feel in this reading that this is also reminding us to tune into our emotions, our real feelings about everything, about our place in this world, about um, you know, how much this dream we have, how much it takes up, how it makes us feel to go forward in this dream and how much energy it holds within our own system. The water is always pertaining to emotion, and we can't really manifest dreams without feeling something about it, is kind of really what that says. Now we're all ready. We've gotten into the moment. We've started to really clarify our dream. And now I got activation. It's time to make a move. At least, like I said, for the first next 1, 2, 3 steps, right? Now we know, we see what's next, get onto it, right? Take that action, make the move. That's a sort of it's a mental, wind is a mental energy, but it's also, this is telling me move into it physically, like get it done, right? And then I got rebirth. I love how this came at toward the end of this spread because we started with the concept of rebirth
Phoenix.
or changing ourselves completely.
Yeah.
But there are steps to take. There are pauses to take. There are, housekeeping items to check off. And
Right.
those are like within us. But now we are. We're at the
Yeah.
rebirth. And
Yeah.
this is that cycle that repeats in our life. We have
Yeah.
complacency, the camel, the lion is speaking out, I want this, I want this, I'm going to make this happen. And then the child emerges from that. And it's a fresh start, a new beginning, depicted by the very last card, the Fool. Here we go down the road. We have no idea if we're going to fall off that cliff, but we don't really care. There's an
Mm.
eagerness in our energy that says, I'm going forward. That's it. And whatever comes, I trust myself to handle in the moment. And that's that sort of moment to moment energy as well. Um, I love
Mm.
this reading. I feel it's perfect for summer, perfect for, longer days and
Hmm.
brighter light. And we can all live in
Hmm.
that as we go about our own paths. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Such a beautiful, transformative, um, just energizing and hopeful reading. And I invite everyone that listens to this, if you like it, like this on YouTube, I guess, like it where you're listening to it. And thank you so much. We'll be here every month doing these readings, and we're hosting a vision workshop July 11th. So you can
Vision
find
boarding. Yes.
information on that at integralbloom.com.
A
or
vision
groundeddreamers.com.
boarding online so we can all
Yeah, vision
gather.
boarding
Yes.
online. Yes,